the reason why you suck with women is because you suck. Like, first, very, very clearly, you have problems that you need to address. And men make this really hard for them because they start to justify it. They try to say things like, the reason why women don't like me is because I'm not rich. Women want money and they want looks and all this other stuff. And I'm going to have to move to Thailand, or I'm going to have to move to another country because women in America are superficial and they're shallow. And basically, it sounds to me like most men don't actually just talk to women. Like, they don't, when they're out and about, when they go to the gym, when they go to the grocery store, when they go to the bookstore, they don't just have friendly, casual conversations with people. The biggest thing is maybe people just don't have social skills. They don't have a wide range of experiences with different social environments, with different personality types. And so they have they don't see women as humans. Like men, they see women as, well, like when men that suck, they treat women and they see women as completely different species than themselves. And this causes an extreme disconnect where they can go on these really, like MGTOW and incels and all these weird groups of people on the internet that, like, literally last time I made a video like this, talking about relationships and stuff, I actually had a bunch of comments where people were tagging these giant incel channels in the comments. I was like, man, I don't want to deal with this drama because these people are mentally ill. But anyway, let's just get into the video, okay? But like, the first thing is you have to stop blaming women for why you fucking suck, okay? That's the first thing. It's not women's fault. It's not their responsibility. It's not their fucking job to teach you how to build the skills that you need to have a fun, happy, and fulfilling relationship with a high-quality female. The biggest problem is you are not a high-quality male. And I don't like that word either. Because what the fuck does that even mean, right? Who the fuck am I? The gatekeeper of high-quality men or something? No, but like, so we'll talk about that. So look, relationship, okay? And I wrote notes because otherwise I'm going to go off on a bunch of different rants, and I'd rather keep it kind of focused here. Especially because people are going to be like triggered by everything I say. Anyway, someone needs to bitch slap you with the truth, okay? So it might as well be me. Compatibility first, okay? We're trying to relate with people, okay? Legitimately speaking, okay, when you're dating women, it's different than going out with your friends, but it's not going to be, it's not like some crazy, completely different reality, okay? We're still relating with humans. It's relationships first. We're relating to the other person. And I don't mean relationships as in monogamous relationships, okay? Whether you're in a monogamy, polygamy, or you're just seeing what comes to you, none of that matters. We're relating to people through compatibility, through similar value systems, similar like vibes of psychology, okay? And in order to even attract a female that's compatible, you need to first understand what your own interests and values are, okay? You need to know who you are. You need to know what your values are first. And then you need to build connections within the context of your values. Girls need to feel comfortable in your presence, okay? And girls will feel comfortable in your presence if you are not viewing a relationship as like the pinnacle of life. Men overemphasize like trying to make the sell. They're trying to close the deal. They're trying to lock the girl down in a relationship. And that's they care way too much about locking a girl down into a relationship. They want to make the girl their official girlfriend, and they don't care nearly enough about building an actual connection. Okay? Girls feel that like they can feel your disparity. They can feel the anxiety and the weird attachment you have to their validation, the attachment you have to like, oh, does she like me? Oh, like, is she going to be with me? Is she going to pay me back for this expensive beverage that she didn't even fucking ask for? You know? Building a connection is what matters the most. And that, again, it's like viewing the female as a human being. Okay? Not some kind of like, I don't know, crazy, exaggerated prize that you're trying to earn, at all costs. Okay? But like, maybe I'm exaggerating, but from what I've seen, because I have a hard time relating with this paradigm, but it seems like most men are like that. And if you're having trouble with women, it's chances are this is you to a certain degree. And so you need to figure out who you are, and you need to build the date and the relationship around what do you like to do? What are your interests? What are your values? And obviously, it's best if you try, like the whole reason why you're going on a date with a girl in the first place is so that you can try to figure out who she is and try to figure out if y'all are a good match, if y'all vibe together, okay? Like, just because she might have a college education, she might have money, she might have, she might seem smart, okay? She might pretend to like the same music as you too. You got to be careful with that. I'll talk a little about that in a bit. But she might even really seem like a really good match for you, right? But then when you actually start to have dates and try to connect with her, she doesn't eat the same food as you. She doesn't even care about health, or she doesn't care about the quality of her food the way you might. Or she, she doesn't read books. She's not interested in philosophy or whatever it might be. Those things should be addressed like with the first date, okay? The first date is all about, we're going to have a fun time. I'm going to, focus entirely on creating, a fun, laid-back environment where I can get to know the person, right? Because we're trying to relate. I want to know who she is. You need to see where the girl is at in her current level of consciousness, I guess, and her current level of life. Like, where is she at? What is she doing? What school? Is she going to school? Why is she going to school? What is her motivation for going to school? What is her thought process like? What are her beliefs? Why does she believe in the things that she like? Why does she have those beliefs? And what benefit do those beliefs serve in her life? Is she, does she believe in God? And if she does, is it only because her parents kind of, maybe put her in Catholic school or something like that, and she's been seeing life through the lens of God since she was a child, and that's the only paradigm she knows? Or is she like the opposite, and she's like extremely agnostic or atheist or maybe even a Satanist? And then why is she into that? Is it because she like really desires accuracy and truth, or is she just trying to be edgy, or what is it? Like, 'cause a lot of people, like men don't even focus on these things, right? Like, what is her lifestyle like? What are her interests? Those are the main things guys might pay attention to. But like, and also, is she even being honest about who she is? Because a lot of times, and this might sound crazy, and I don't think girls will like hearing this. Maybe they don't realize that they're doing it. Not all of them do, but a lot of them will. When you like somebody, okay, when girls like a guy, if a girl really likes you, she might actually start to try to pretend to be into the same music, sports, and beliefs that you're into in order to gain your validation or your approval and your companionship. And so you have to be very careful about trying to figure out, who is this girl really, like on a deep spiritual level. Most guys are way too focused on themselves, okay? They almost never pay attention to the deeper qualities of the female, and pretty much never try to inquire deeper into who she is on a deep spiritual level. Guys are more focused on, does she like me? Can I get the relationship? Is the relationship going to work? Hopefully I'm not like being weird, or just like a bunch of things that legitimately don't matter. Insecurities in these situations don't matter, okay? Because if a girl really likes who you are, if you're vibing, if you're having a good time, if you really are compatible on a spiritual level, if you're compatible through values, girls will hyper focus on your positive traits and be completely oblivious to your negative traits. This is often why after they break up with you, they have like a list of reasons why they hate you, and then they start to blow that up out of proportion. It's called the reticular activating system. The same is true with men too. They have rose-shaped glasses, and guys will really try to if a guy doesn't have a lot of options, and this just sucks because like most guys just suck. They naturally don't have a lot of options. Unfortunately for them, they the first girl that shows interest in them, guys will like freaking be all over them like a pack of wolves or whatever. They're like, oh my god, the girl said I'm cute. That must mean she wants my kids. It's just like some crazy shit like that, which really sabotages their success actually. And then, I forgot where I was going with that. Then they'll hyperfixate on, like, they'll try to convince themselves that the girl is way more compatible than they actually are. They'll be like, oh, she's smart and she's, way more intelligent than these other girls. She's more logical. She has this and she has that. Believe me, it happens to me too. Don't worry. Even though I have always had lots of options, but, I notice like when I start to like a girl, like I really want to believe that it's going to work or that she's better than she really is or whatever. And so, and the other thing is, especially these days, I've also understood you got to make compromises and not everyone's going to be perfect per se. And you got to look towards a greater good, what percentage of qualities are, positive and whatever. But really, it doesn't have to be an intellectual conquest like this, okay? For me, this is a natural process that happens and unfolds because I really am interested in who she is. I want to know who she is. But most guys are just so focused on trying to get her to like them that it can't unfold naturally. And so this is also why girls, you commonly hear, well, nice guys finish last. The reason why, and also the illusion of money and power and social status, which all matter, don't get me wrong, and good looks. And there's a lot of good looking guys who can't freaking pull women to save their lives. And there's a lot of really ugly guys who don't even have money or a big dick or whatever else, you want to justify it, to make yourself feel better. There's a lot of really big, obese men and fat men and ugly men who get women just fine. But it's because women don't give a shit. To a certain degree, and it depends, everyone's different, right? But your looks don't matter provided you focus on the traits that actually do matter. And just most life problems, this is actually the cause. Most life problems are caused by hyperfixation on things that you've created an illusion to think that they matter. You focus on the 80% of bullshit that makes 20% of a difference, instead of focusing on the 20% of situations and aspects and characteristics, the 20% of things that give you 80% of your results. So the 20% of things is the Pareto principle. The things that matter the most are actually how you make the girl feel. It is number one, okay? And most guys make girls feel really repelled because they're so fixated on the validation. Does she like me? Can I get the relationship? And crap like that. Because guys are not focused on the connection. They're not focused on having fun and enjoying the interaction. Guys will take girls out to these expensive ass restaurants. They'll buy them a $50 glass of wine and a top shelf steakhouse or whatever. Guys will take girls out to restaurants that they don't actually even enjoy just to impress the girl or because they think they have to. And I've talked to dozens of girls. I'm I'm certain the majority of them feel this way, that they feel uncomfortable when you take them out on these crazy dates, that just because you feel like you have to. Like, they can feel that something's not right, like it's an ulterior motive of some kind, no matter where it comes from, whether it's like Disney movies and the, American dream with, living the American dream with the wife and kids and a picket fence or whatever. Or whether it's like just trying to impress the girl and be fancy or whatever. Whatever the hell it is. Like, the girl's like, what the hell? Like, is he trying to bribe me for sex? Like, some girls will think that too. Does he expect me to, like, give him something in return? And a lot of times girls will feel that weird pressure. Like, and the thing is, you're missing the fucking point. The whole point of the fucking date, literally, especially if there's music in the background. If you take her out to, like, a really loud environment, I don't know, whether it's like mariachis, if you're like me, you take girls out to get barbacoa and drink, and I bring some tea, and I teach them the ways of the yerba mate, so they can drink some yerba mate tea with me, and, eat whatever food they want, but I'm eating fucking barbacoa, and I will tell them the virtues of barbacoa. And that's the other thing, guys are too fucking serious. Guys are so fucking serious all the time. They can't just, like, loosen up. They can't just have a good fucking time. And again, how the fuck is a girl going to feel comfortable with you if you take everything so seriously and you treat it like a job interview? Okay. So anyway, so yeah, you gotta, figure out who she is. Don't get me wrong. You gotta, get to know her on a deep spiritual level. But do it in a fun way. For me, I guess that's just like my natural personality. I'm extremely witty, I guess, and very interested and curious in who people are. But at the same time, I guess I have that, elementary school kid charm. I don't know. And then I guess I'm pretty fucking edgy and intense. So, yeah, but girls care the most about how you make them feel. And so if you have a laid back, detached from the outcome, kind of like laugh at yourself, enjoy the moment type of thing, and you let stress and anxiety when you're around the girl just kind of slide off your shoulder, you're going to have a really good time. Girls are going to find it very hard to resist you. And at the very least, whether they dig you or not, you're going to have a good time. And they're going to at least have a positive memory of the situation, okay? The less you care about, locking a girl down in a relationship, the easier it is to actually, for the girl to really desire that relationship, actually. Again, that's why nice guys finish last, that it's an illusion, the so-called nice guy, he identifies as a nice guy to justify why he sucks with women. He's like, well, it's because I'm a nice guy and I'm a gentleman, and, like, girls don't like gentlemen. It's like, well, first of all, then why the fuck are you being a gentleman? It completely, it defeats the purpose. Oh, well, it's the way my mom taught me or whatever. It's like, well, the fucking way your mom taught you is wrong. Like, you're clearly not happy, okay? The girls aren't happy. It's like this freaking weird identity that guys will, like, attach themselves to. Again, just to make them feel better about why they suck with women. If you want to stop sucking with women, stop focusing on being a gentleman. And start focusing on building those emotions you want to experience with the girl that's good for you, right? You want to build feelings of compatibility, feelings of just, like, fun, freedom, comfort, But you want to be genuinely interested in the girl, okay? But guys are just, like, so focused on, like, getting the girl interested in them. It's just this weird reverse paradigm that really is cringy. So, yeah, so there's a couple other things. Girls are seeking congruence. They're seeking a man who completely owns his vibe. He owns his interests, and he's 100% him. He's not hiding things. He's not walking on eggshells. He's not pretending to be something he's not. He's not compensating for his insecurities. He completely owns his insecurities and integrates them into his being. You know, like, for me, I went through a kind of like period of time where I was trying to numb myself to other people's opinions. I've told this story many times. And basically what I did is, like, I didn't shower for like a couple weeks because I had a skin condition too, actually. I had psoriasis. And I also didn't shampoo my hair. I actually smelt like apple cider vinegar because I was using apple cider vinegar to clean my hair and coconut oil to gel it. I was trying to regrow my hair. And it was working, actually, but I looked like a greased up, smelly vinegar boy. It's very strange. And then, of course, I'd purposely dress up in, like, really ugly clothes, okay? And this actually happened, and I've told this many times on my channel, okay? And I was doing this for many reasons. I was trying to heal my psoriasis, so I couldn't shower because it would aggravate it. Trying to grow back my hair. I was doing a no shampoo experiment. So my hair was greasy and smelled like apple cider vinegar because it's supposed to grow it. And I was also trying to numb myself to other people's judgments. So I dressed like a Christmas tree. Giant pink shirts, neon green shorts, basketball shorts. And I would still go out on dates. I would still go to my doctor's appointments. Literally, the only person who mentioned anything about it was my mom. She's like, Wolfgang, like, what is wrong with you? Take a shower. And she's still, like, to this day will give me shit for it because she's, well, for one, that's her personality. She's like, cares a lot about every little thing, which is fine. And I love my mom. She's an awesome woman. But, and that's another thing. Love your mom. If you're scared of, like, you know, girls love it when you, like, post pictures of you with your mom. Like, girls fucking love meeting your mom. It's like the most amazing, for some reason, girls, after a couple weeks of dating, you take the girl to meet your mom. Oh my God. The girl and your mom, provided they don't fight. Oh my God. They love that shit. So anyway, again, guys take themselves too seriously. No, I'm a fucking man. I'm an alpha male. I'm a macho man. Like, please go walk off a fucking cliff. Please. Oh my God. So freaking annoying. That pseudo self wannabe tough guy bullshit. So annoying. Girls don't like that shit unless they're mentally ill. Usually, like if they've been through a traumatic childhood or something, maybe. And I'm just saying that because it's the truth and it's kind of sad. But where was I with all that? Oh yeah. No, so I was like walking. Yeah, so I was going on dates and stuff, dressed like a Christmas tree, smelling like apple cider vinegar. Okay, so anyway, the craziest thing happened. I had dated like 5 or 6 girls during that time. It actually lasted a couple months. Actually, this was around the end of it's actually during my vegan days. Of course it was, right? When I was raw vegan, just like all the other raw vegans. I looked homeless. Well, anyway, this started in like maybe August of 2014 and lasted until March of 2015, okay? So here's what happened though. When I would go on dates, okay, girls would like feel the deep need, like a dire need to bathe me, groom me, give me like clothes, and then they'd try to like use like skin cream and stuff and try to shave me and crazy, but it happened. And this taught me a lot of things. I already knew girls didn't give a fuck about money because, you know, girls have always taken me on dates and stuff like that. You know, paid for my dates and stuff. I mean, you know, it's like a back and forth type of thing, but girls by no means are like expecting you to be some kind of freaking millionaire or some shit. Or even expect you to have your shit together. Okay? The whole reason why you might think that girls expect you to have a high-paying job and be this man of status and shit is because you were emotionally traumatized and hurt, and you're not operating from logic, and you're not respecting the fact that females are humans. You think that females are this weird idea that whatever information you're tuned into and whatever fucking weird ass MGTOW or incel paradigm you follow, that shit's brainwashed you into some weird hypnotized fucking asshole. And the reality is girls are sweethearts. The ones that you want to date, the ones that you'll attract when you're actually worth a fucking damn, when you become like a valuable human being, you attract sweethearts. And that's one thing I learned. But the other thing I learned is girls not only don't care about money, they don't give a fuck about how fucked up your skin is. They don't care if your hair smells like freaking apple cider vinegar. And this was the moment where I was like, whoa. And the other good thing is one of my best friends, Polo, actually, was, he was kind of in the process of trying to get a baby's mama, actually, and he actually succeeded from a foreign country, actually, and she's actually an amazing girl too, by the way. I think he did really well, actually. So, but so shout out to my boy Polo. So he was helping me though, like during that time, like he made me realize, like, the whole combination experience was like, girls don't want you to be perfect. They don't want you to look a certain way. They don't want you to have a certain amount of money. They care about how you make them feel. It's your vibe. And obviously, if you are detached from the outcome, okay, which is what that whole period of my life was meant to teach me, to numb me to the people's opinions, girls are like, they'll try really hard to make you care what they think. And that's actually a really weird, I guess it's like a red pill thing. But it's true. And I think in general, it's true with men too. It's like a psychological switch that you can flip. But basically, the less you're trying to gain the girl's validation, the more she's trying to get you to chase it. And she'll do that by, posting sexy pictures on Instagram or whatever, trying to, a lot of people think, oh, the girl is trying to get validation. And maybe that's true. But a lot of times the girl's actually trying to get the guys to chase her validation so that she could boost her self-esteem, maybe. But anyway, that's beside the point. And it's not always true, by the way. But where was I going with that? Yeah. So by whatever means, though, girls don't give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck about how perfect your clothing is, how perfect your skin is. Okay, if you're fucking happy with who you are, and you're sharing that happiness with a girl, and I don't mean in a corny way, like you're smiling all the time, you're Mr. Rogers. I mean, like the way I'm talking to the camera is, to a certain degree, I guess, a similar vibe, I guess, but obviously it'll be more conversational and back and forth, and a lot more fun. But yeah, so like if you are blaming your looks, if you're blaming your a health condition you might have, if you're blaming your money situation, if you're blaming girls, then it's because you're focusing on the wrong shit. Girls care about your vibe. They care about your aura. They care about how you carry yourself, and that just means like the swagger that you have. It's what they freaking care the most about. And that's hard for guys to admit. That's hard for guys to maybe entertain even. Like, nah, that's too simple. That's too, whatever. It's the money. It's all these crazy things. And the only reason why you think that is, it's because swagger, as easy as it might sound, it's not an easy thing to obtain. That's why the fat obese dude can land like a bona fide 10 out of 10 super hot female. That's why the nice guys supposedly finish last, because a nice guy is actually a leech in disguise, okay? If you're like, oh, it's because I'm a nice guy, you have ulterior motives that the girl can fill. You're trying to gain the girl's validation by being a gentleman, okay? I open doors for girls, when I feel like it makes sense, obviously. I don't expect them to say thank you. I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm just doing it because that's part of my personality. Everywhere I go, I talk to everyone, especially hot girls, because it's part of my personality. I'm just vibing it up, and also obviously seeing if there's a spark. I am, and if I sort of see a little spark, talk a little bit more, maybe be a little bit more inquisitive, maybe a little bit more challenging. Try to build a little bit more interest in a more authentic way, and then maybe get a number, no matter where the fuck I'm at. You have to understand girls want to meet cool guys too. And if you're not giving them that opportunity, if you don't believe you're a cool guy, first of all, well then you're going to fuck up. You have to build the feeling of being a cool guy by living in congruence with your values, living in congruence with your thoughts, words, and actions. And then everywhere you go, you'll carry that with you. And girls can sense that. The thing that girls sense that makes them turn heads is the swag. It's that I am in congruence with my thoughts, words, and actions. I am, fully embodied in who I am. I love the things I do. Like people say, oh, a man on his purpose, but it's really just I'm super inspired by myself is really what it is. And again, not in a selfish, self-centered way, but, most people have a warped perception of what selfish even is. You should be full of yourself, because otherwise the alternative is being full of other people's bullshit. Be full of who you are. Be full of your interests. Be full of what you enjoy, of who you want to be, and be full of your own values, and your own interests, and your own what's important to you. The why. Carry your why everywhere. And when you walk through life, you will turn heads because of that. When you say hello to a girl with that vibe, with that energy, that's what she'll respond to. Girls responding to, is it a desperate energy? Is it a, what they call a confident energy? Okay? Is it a creepy energy? Is it a mentally psychotic energy? Whatever, okay? It's the energy. And for the most part, you can't really fake that. That's why I'm not into fake it till you make it bullshit. Techniques, little preconceived lines, crap like that doesn't really work to the same degree. It can get you kind of far, I guess, but it's only a matter of time before the charade shackles, the charade crumbles. Because all facades crumble eventually, is the saying. So I like to just kind of be who I am in the moment, whatever the fuck that is. Embrace the chaos and just rock it till the wheels fall off. And girls love that shit. They love it because they know you're not compensating for anything. They know that you're not going to judge them because you're not judging your fucking self. They know you don't care about, trying to freaking possess them or bind them down into a relationship. So they feel free. And before you know it, they'll be kind of wanting you to take their freedom. They'll be looking, trying to get you to ask them to be your girlfriend, basically. And if you're a guy and you're asking a girl to be your girlfriend, well, then you're probably not, you probably haven't built enough interest or tension with that girl. You haven't built a strong enough connection yet, because you should already feel the girl desiring that relationship, just out of the nature of the connection that builds over time. So, yeah, in summary, why do guys suck? Because they can't admit that they suck. They have really big fucking egos. They are self-centered and selfish and completely fixated on trying to win the girl over by being a complete dickhead and someone who he's not, or trying to win the girl over by being a gentleman, okay? Guys suck with women because they take them out on crazy, extravagant dates the girls don't really want, the girls aren't asking for. Girls don't like that shit. Guys suck with women because they don't view females as human beings. They view them as some kind of separate species that they have to win over and game and do all this weird shit. Guys are not authentic. They're not grounded in who they are, or they're authentically dickholes. They're authentically at a deficit of mind, a deficit of spirit, a deficit of heart. They take themselves too seriously, and so they can't flow through the interaction. But the biggest thing is they're not focused on who the female is. They're not focused on getting to know the girl on a deep spiritual level. And so the girl's like got no fucking spark. Like as in like the connect. There's no connection. Girl doesn't feel a spark. She can care less about you. But you care way too much about her, so much so that she's out. She's like, this is not a healthy human to human, vibing, compatibility, relating connection. This is some kind of weird, manufactured, homogenized, fake bullshit. Because you're just too much like resistance, too much trying, not enough caring about what actually matters. Either you're trying to be a gentleman, you're trying to pretend to be more well off than you are, you're trying to be some kind of pseudo self picture or image that you're really not, or you're trying to be some kind of like fucking alpha male, bro. Fucking idiot. Jump off a fucking cliff, please. That damn fake alpha male bullshit is so funny. Just the word in general is so stupid. Like we don't live in a pack of wolves, man. It's just funny. But anyway, yeah. So look, live a life of like authentic inspiration. You need to feel inspiration from the inside, and then carry that vibe around with you everywhere you go. Who are you? What do you do? It's like, well, I'm fucking, Wolfgang, but my friends call me Wolfgangsta. Girls call me Wolfgasm. I lift weights. I eat fucking steak. I train jiu-jitsu. I teach people about complicated nutrition topics that probably put them to fucking sleep, but I'll tell you anyway, educate you. You could pretend to be interested. I drank yerba mate, and I'm going to show you how delicious steak, yerba mate, tonic herbs, fruit, and death metal can fucking be after we lift some weights, and I will teach you. I will teach you the the ropes of the weight room. But anyway, so yeah. And one more thing is I've found there's a couple of really good kind of date situations. For me, what I like to do is, what I found works best is to take the girl to Barnes & Noble or some kind of bookstore, or maybe a coffee shop, actually. Somewhere we could sit down and get to know each other. But that there's also like a park kind of nearby or a shopping mall or something, because then you can kind of go walking around and explore different environments. So you have a perfect mixture of like getting to know each other and talking, but then also that visual scenery and that kind of, maybe you can hold hands, that'll give you a chance to kind of, maybe build some subtle physicality. But because girls, if they're interested in you, they'll hold your hand. But or your pinky. They'll find that cute too if you just grab their pinky. So yeah, it's it's not this complicated, crazy, big, blown out of proportion thing. Take them to a park, take them to a bookstore or coffee shop. Maybe buy them some coffee, or maybe they'll buy you coffee. Yeah, or make it creative, I guess. But like, just don't worry so much about the insignificant shit. All that fucking matters is that you build a connection. It's all that matters, and it happens through just enjoying the process of getting to know her, enjoying the connection you share together, enjoying the interaction. It's easy, super easy, because it's not anything blown out special. It's not this crazy thing. Okay, watching a 40-minute video on the topic, probably it's pretty big in your head. It's probably it's really giant special thing. It's like, oh fuck, like what do I do on a date? Oh fuck, oh my god. It's like, man, freaking do something outside and then play some video games. Maybe go to a swimming pool if she's not super insecure in a bathing suit, you buy a 4-pack of Monster energy drinks and go in a pool. Go skinny dip in a pool or something. I don't know. Joke around, have fun. Like, look, if you are an interesting person and you know how to have fun with other people, it doesn't fucking matter what the fuck you do. And your insecurities don't matter, because girls will actually be infatuated with your positive strengths, and the negatives will fade away in the background. So anyway, I hope this shit's helped. I don't like making these videos because usually it takes some time for me to even get to good points, and then by that time dudes are just like, oh, fuck it, I don't need help, I'm perfect the way I am, hee hee. Meanwhile, he's got like 5 babies mamas that are all exes of his, and he's paying child support because he never learned these basic kind of concepts. And yeah, so that's a big responsibility. So bless your soul if that is you. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen. So leave your question, comments down below, and I'll talk to y'all next time.